Hey y'all, welcome to the Reality or Not podcast with the homie Ed Williams. Eddie, how you doing today?
I'm okay. What about yourself? Tired as hell, but whatever. What about you?
Shit, back hurting a little bit, but other than that, I'm cooling. Lower back issues, but that's what happens when you get a little older and shit. Gotta deal with
What happened when you were bottom?
it. When I'm a bottom, uh, no. So let's jump right into it. And I ain't no bottom nigga. Um, First topic, whatever nigga. Who you got? Who you got winning the Super Bowl and why?
Philly, because I like Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
I
okay,
just want to see Saquon Barkley stick it to the Giants.
okay,
Jalen
yeah.
Hurts. I'm going with the black quarterback in the Super Bowl.
What about Mahomes? Mahomes black.
I thought we discussed this on the last podcast. I'm going with the black quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
Oh shoot, somebody called him MAGA Mahomes the other day. I found that to be extremely hilarious. I didn't know
Isn't that who he
his
is?
no, it's something like his. It's either his. I think his wife is
His wife and his mom, so he might as well be too.
Oh, that's
The two
crazy. I
most
mean,
important women in your life.
yeah. I mean, it might be the side piece for him. You never know.
What side piece?
You got to have one. He famous.
Man, he got the same side. He's got the same type of side piece that Tiger Woods had.
Nah,
Trailer Park Trash.
nah. I tell you, Mahomes got. Well, nah. I mean, Tiger had money too, so Tiger chose who he
Exactly.
chose. Hey, this
Mahomes
is
look like
Tiger.
he. Mahomes look like he choose the same type.
I mean, never know what's going on. I mean, he is Oklahoma, so you never know what they had going on there. Probably still got some still hanging on after graduation. So, but I
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm still going for Philly.
Okay. I really want to see Mahomes do it, just because for one, they hadn't a quarterback never won three in a row, or NFL team never won three in a row. I just want to see a record broken, honestly. And let me ask you this question: Who would you take as far as fandom? Would you take Tom Brady or Mahomes?
I'm gonna go with Mahomes because in this case he's black.
You
Plus,
blacking the Tom
Brady
Brady?
just yeah, he's black in the
Brady,
time.
Brady,
I
Brady's
mean,
Brady the whitest white boy.
Brady cool, but just I don't know, man. Some people just. I mean, Brady, he all right, but Brady just. I don't know.
hmm
Just to see like I just see a black quarterback like be regarded as the greatest, like surpassing like Tom Brady's like achievements.
hmm
I'm cool with it just off of that, just because man, back in the day, man, black quarterbacks were like a rarity, like Warren
hmm
Moon, Randall Cunningham. You ain't running quarterbacks they were looked down upon. Um,
hmm
Michael Vick, like so. This Tom Brady too. Just the whole that New England thing, like they just I don't know. I guess that stretch there kind of like the Yankees.
hmm
Um, and Tom Brady just yeah. I mean,
I mean, seven championships. I'll put it
yes,
like this: it having a nice
he gonna get
protective,
Moss one.
having a nice protective line can always make a quarterback. I think Tom Brady is the blueprint of what quarterback like. I feel like before Tom Brady, not to say that Tom Brady ushered in this and that, he did usher in a lot of winning, but um, I feel like he kind of ushered in the short pass and to be more of a not a game manager, but just control the clock more.
Yeah,
He'll 6 yard you to death or 4 yard you to death, and I feel like Mahomes does that same thing, but Mahomes got an arm on him too. Um,
Right.
but
You don't win 7 chips and be a bad quarterback. I mean,
mm,
you're. I guess I ain't trying to shit on Joe Flacco, but I mean, when you're not like maybe a great quarterback, man, you got a good line or you got a great defense like Flacco had, then you could sneak in and win a Super Bowl here or there.
mm.
You're not an average quarterback and getting 7 chips though. Like there's at
Oh
some
no,
point some of
he's
this.
definitely he's definitely
So
great. He's a great player.
yeah,
I, yeah, I
I
looked
wouldn't
up.
mind him being supplanted by Mahomes.
You say what?
I wouldn't mind him being supplanted by Mahomes. But I
Hmm.
also I like on the Philly thing. Like I just to see, I would like to see Jalen Hurts get one. And Saquon Barkley, just because like Saquon Barkley is more just to get back at New York for you
Yeah,
know they didn't think he was worth it. And his first season in Philly, he done taken them to the Super Bowl. And part of me says like I feel like Mahomes, if you don't, Mahomes will be back. Like he's under 30, right?
yeah, 29.
Is he? Yeah,
Yeah,
Mahomes
he's
will.
29 with 3 championships. That's one thing I like too is he's 29. Well, if he win one, he'd be 29 with 4 championships,
Right.
and Brady then win. Well, Brady won one at under 30, so
Yeah. So
so he got a real good chance to knock down that Brady,
yes,
is the greatest narrative. And I
yeah,
think, like I said, Brady is great. I'll never. It's hard. It's hard when Brady was in the Super Bowl. It was hard to pick against him. I mean, the two Super Bowls. Honestly, not to say that he shouldn't have lost to one, but losing two to Eli is crazy. So
it is. Eli's the real goat.
is Eli better than his brother?
A lot better than us, but he got more rings than him, don't he? Nah,
Yeah.
he's not a
No,
better quarterback.
he got because what? I mean, what he got two
Eli
in.
has two because he got one in Indianapolis, right? Did he
Yeah.
get one in
No, no,
Indianapolis?
no, no, no. He didn't get one in Indianapolis. No, you got. Remember
So he
that
just
year?
got the one with the Broncos.
Yeah, remember that year he got hurt, and then they. I want to say they tanked, but they ended up drafting what's the dude who just retired hella early? It's a white boy. Uh,
Andrew Luck.
yeah, Andrew Luck, and
That's right. Yeah.
so then he was out. So
Oh yeah, that's true. Because yeah, he had that like little neck surgery too. I think.
hmm
And they'll let him go to the Broncos and he won one. Eli's probably like if you talk about skill for skill, Eli's not a better quarterback. No, either. No, we ain't gonna kid ourselves. Eli's not a better quarterback. I mean, but I mean, Peyton had some like Marvin Harrison. He had Edgerton James. Like
he had
arms.
pieces.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
I
honestly,
guess in fairness though, he was going up against Brady a lot. So I mean, similar to like Josh Allen. Josh Allen's not a bad quarterback, but he gotta go through Mahomes.
yeah. Did you get a
It
chance to
is.
watch the game?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
Oh, did you see that?
I think I got.
Because I was gonna say a lot of people was complaining about that catch that was ruled a catch, even though it looked like it touched the ground. But I look at stuff like that. I'm like, man, if you go be a winner, you can never let it come down to the refs. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you got, I don't know when they say to push off with Jordan, or I'm trying to think of some other close call moments. But they didn't really call that one, but it could have been called. What you call it? LeBron on Iguodala. That was very close. That could have probably been called either way, whether it's a goaltend or just a straight up block. But
Yeah.
that's just it's just the
Did
nature of
they
the
send
game.
that? I didn't see that play. Did they send it to the replay?
Yeah, yeah. It's into the replay and then so what happened was um ball got tossed. A man, like, I'm trying to think the full play, but either way, when he caught it, he kind of fumbled it a little bit and it looked like it hit the ground, but he came up with it, but they ruled it a catch. So pretty much kind of
Chiefs.
deflated a little bit of Giants momentum at the time. So, but it just is what it is. I mean, you can't. can't lead the game to chance. Like you look at Washington, what Washington did. They just screwed the pooch. Like they look like they didn't. They look like they shouldn't have been there, and they were winning some quality games. So, um, but it just is what it is. Like I said, when you saw Philly come out, was it 55 to I forgot the 55 to
Yeah,
30 or
that.
20, something like that. So just the nature of it. So, how do you feel about the NBA roster or the NBA All Star? Have you had a chance to look at the lineups so far or the All Star lineups?
The reserves will get announced Thursday, right?
Yeah, yeah, but
Or they already
the top, yeah,
right.
or the starting five, I guess.
Yeah, I saw the starters. I guess. I mean, the starters are always like I know they wait them now. Like so, some of it's the fan vote. I, I don't think it makes sense. I guess Melo might have might have been in the top two in votes from what I understand. But because
Hmm.
now they weigh in, I think what the media and what is the players or coaches, he
Hmm.
got bumped, which I
Yep.
was cool with. I mean, because I think I'm trying to look now. Cause I think was it Donovan Mitchell and no, it was Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, who uh
Yep.
I think they're
Uh, two,
both deserving of it.
yeah, no, definitely. Shoot, I was surprised. Two Knicks got in the starting lineup, or were
Yeah,
voted in, started. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Carl Anthony, they've been balling. So, Cleveland's been balling. New York's been balling. So, I mean, Boston's been balling too. Um,
but fans don't
so
always reward the players. Like and Cat has been balling. I didn't realize till a week, but like Cat's averaging 25 and 14. That's crazy. Um,
killing it. Yep.
but I think but yeah, you're right. They two
He
Knicks.
just
I
hella
think in the
soft.
West. Yeah,
Yeah, I got to send you a video of him. It's like top five moments of him being spicy.
I
It's
saw the
great.
clip for the run. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at this. I'm not mad at this. I mean, I don't like Jason Tatum, but that's just personal. But he deserves to be there. Um,
Yeah. Why
he's
don't you
just
like
so
Tatum?
he's just so light skinned and like, man, you can't be blowing another guy when he's dead. Like he's just trying to resurrect Kobe with blowjobs. Like, come on, man, stop it.
I
Um,
mean, but Tatum can hoop, man. Like,
yeah, he can hoop. That's why I said like I don't like him, but I
uh,
understand why he was voted as a starter.
yeah.
Um, that's just a personal thing. Like, I mean, he can hoop. Like, trust me, if Detroit were to swing a trade for him, like
Hmm.
this Jason Tatum hate, like it would still exist on the low, but I'd be rooting for. I'd take that 27 a game. Like
Tatum,
don't get it wrong.
Tatum for Cunningham.
Not we ain't do all that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, you
hey, that that
could, but
that would have to be the one. I mean, it had to be like him, Tobias Harris, and because I think Tatum at then he got the 300 million one, right? Or was that
yeah, probably yeah. You're gonna have to
Jalen
throw a
Brown?
few money
Yeah,
because
yeah. It's like he got 250 or 300. Like he about 50 or 60 million a year. So because he with the same team too that drafted him, so they get the most money. So
yeah. So nah, I mean, I'd hate to see Cunningham go, but I'd understand it.
yeah.
But then you
Speaking
want to
of
have anybody else around him. Well,
yeah,
it would depend. But go ahead,
speaking of
bro.
Cunningham, what do you think about him? Because I hope he
I hope he make it. Like I think
yeah
he's been
I think he
balling. I
will.
think
Yeah, I think he will. But I just worry about with what's the name not getting in. Um, um, Ball not getting in as a starter. Um,
he
who
might
do
get that
you?
slot.
Yeah, like how do you just? I mean, Ball averaging 30 and 9. I think Tatum is around or Tatum. I think Cunningham is around like 25 and
Yeah,
6 or somewhere around
25
there.
and 9.
Yeah,
20
so
well 24.8 points, 6.4 boards, 9.4 assists. I mean, I'm
mhm,
trying to think what other guards there are in the East
mhm,
because the reserves will probably at least get two guards, maybe three.
mhm.
But I'm
The
trying to
reserves
think
in the
who else.
East. What about you think Garland might get in?
I don't know if. Let me look at his stats. What's his first name? I forgot his first
Darius Garland.
name.
Yeah, nah,
Because you can make the argument for the fact that Cleveland is winning. That a lot
mm-hmm,
of times, they try those teams that are winning. They try to get like a second player here. So
mm-hmm,
his numbers are better than like Balls or Cunningham's. Is 21.7, 6.8 assists, two
mm-hmm,
and a half boards. I mean, but
mm-hmm.
like you said, you can make the argument that what Cleveland is are they number 1 or 2 in the East?
Last I remember they was number one. Yeah, they
Number
number
1.
one. I want, I
They
want,
lost
I want
like
I think they're number one. I think they're number one in the whole NBA.
okay.
No,
OKC,
OKC might be right there. Is one of them two is number one? But I want to say Cleveland
I,
had the number one record until they played or something like that. So.
yeah, I think they lost like 3 straight recently. Then they beat Detroit yesterday.
Oh,
Breaking news though,
what's
you'll
that?
be happy to hear this.
What's
Guess
that?
who's coming to the A? Guess who's
Caitlin
coming
Clark.
to the A?
Caitlin Clark.
Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner signed a 1-year deal with the Dream.
You should trade for
1 year,
Caitlin Clark.
1 year, $20 million.
Hey, I ain't hating on nobody money. Get your money. Get your money,
She ain't getting no
homie.
20 million. Get the hell out of here. She ain't getting 20 million. Hey, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
20. You know what? And I had to think about it too. I'm like, hold up, 20 mil. That's more than that's more than all of the
That's more
salaries
than Nebraska.
in the WNBA. So that's more than the salaries in the whole WNBA almost.
Yeah.
I think the most anybody make. I think Griner makes 220. It's weird how they cap it. I think they round. I can't remember. I think it's around like 220 or 200, just over 200,000 or whatever. Yeah. So Griner ain't coming.
Oh, she's coming to Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Double entendre for you.
I ain't fucking with that bitch. Hey, she a nigga, so she a straight up nigga though. She ain't, I saw I don't know if you seen them photos of her with her shirt off. My God, like it's just I mean just
It ain't porn. It's suitable for work.
Oh shoot, that's funny. Oh man, so
ain't seeing Asia Wilson without her shirt.
Now Asia, all right. Speaking of that, so I mean, this is a topic like not that long ago, but I mean, why do you think she could beat Josh Hart, man? Like, what? Like of all people, like an actual NBA player, like, where's the confidence come from?
I don't know, man. They just be, man. Oh, I mean, she probably look at Josh Hart and Josh Hart's not even a bum in the league, but like, I guess maybe she feel like he ain't Jalen Brunson, so she can get some buckets on him. But like, she ain't posting Josh Hart up. Well, she probably got the height advantage, but she ain't posting him up. What she gonna do with the height?
She said she losing or he's losing to 11-8.
Nah, she gonna probably lose to him 11-3.
I think it might be 11-0.
It could be that. I was trying to be nice.
I look at that like if y'all playing if y'all not playing make it take it. I mean, if he got the ball, if he got the ball, y'all playing make it take it. She's not getting the ball. That's when you play old man basketball and you just back him down.
Yeah, like I mean, what's the face? Monica and Willen love with basketball. He just blew her out and said double or nothing.
She had
no
chance.
With a blown out knee.
Right, man. Shit crazy.
That's not. That's like somebody at one point I think said like Brittany Griner could take DeMarcus Cousins. I'm like, okay, let's not be stupid now. Like she ain't taking book. We ain't gonna disrespect her. She ain't gonna do DeMarcus Cousins like that post injuries.
Like, she can't do that to Cousins now.
No. Yeah, not now that he's. I don't know if he's officially retired, but he ain't been in the league. He done went
ain't been in the league in a
injuries.
minute. Yeah, she is not doing that to Cousins.
Nah,
Cousins could be playing. Cousins could be playing overseas. Cousins could be, shit. I don't know, playing for the Flint Tropics. Like she's
Yeah.
not doing that to Cousins.
Nah,
So
dog. Nah. Like some of this, like maybe y'all 12th man, maybe the somewhere, maybe a 12th man in the league.
mm,
Your WNBA star could take. Like, I mean, like AJ Wilson could take me, obviously. Um, but I'm me. Like, I've never been an athlete. Like, but she ain't taking like
she ain't taking Bronny James. I mean, Bronny is probably
probably
when
not.
when he comes up for the
How
Lakers,
tall is she?
huh?
You said what about Brian?
Uh,
How tall is
uh,
she?
oh, shit, Bronny is 6'2".
Ronnie's 6'2". I'm trying to see how
Yeah,
tall AJ Wilson is.
maybe like 6'7", 6'6", somewhere around there. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't
Man,
watch that
six
shit.
six six. That's one big chick.
Yeah, yeah. But she ain't bodying Gabe Vincent. She ain't bodying nobody on the Lakers roster that ain't getting no burn.
Nah, that's the thing. Oh, she's 6'4", so she ain't like she got
Mm.
2 inches on Bronny. But like you said, that height ain't gonna work for her to take Bronny in the post because
Pause.
she ain't got the strength.
Huh?
I don't even know what I said.
No, I said pause.
But I'm not
You
sure
said
what I said. Uh,
you said she got 2 inches on Bronny.
uh, we don't. I ain't gonna disrespect AJ like that. If we was talking about Brittany Griner, let's stop, man, because this is a
All
podcast.
right, well, let's keep it moving. So to this topic, since we got Bronny in there, because Bronny playing pretty good down in the in the lower league or whatever, or the G League. Do you, or I don't know if you had a chance to see any of the highlights or look at his stats. I think he's around like 16, 4-4, something like that in the G League. Um, do
Somebody got to
you?
score.
I mean, yeah, but I mean he's doing it against NBA potential talent. So I mean, do you think he can be a solid? Like I'm not saying that he's gonna be because he's 6'2", so essentially as a 6'2" guard in the NBA, you got to be a Steph Curry or Chris Paul or I mean to start, So
I
um,
don't know if he'll be a starter. Somebody
yeah,
told me he's a good 3 and D guy. I've never watched Bronny play for real, so I can't say whether he's a good 3 or D. If he could be a 3 or D player,
mm-hmm.
he could be solid. Like I don't think he'd be. I don't know that. Like I haven't seen Bronny play, so a lot of like some highlights here, there, hearing things. I don't get the impression that if Bronny starts, and I ain't not really trying to be disrespectful, but if Bronny starts, it's gonna be like in a something like an Eric Snow capacity, where like your backcourt mate is an Allen Iverson,
I mean, shit,
which
Eric
it's not
Snow,
bad.
shit. How many years of Eric
Yeah,
Snow? Maybe like 12, 14 years,
yeah. So that's why I'm not saying like it's necessarily disrespectful. But that's how I could see Bronny starting, where like he's probably like, or you think about LeBron early in his career, like some of the point guards he played with who weren't necessarily like shooters, but then again, if he can knock down a three, if you put him around a superstar, like you put him around like I'm just gonna say LeBron in his prime, just because I'm too lazy to think of anything else. But like
Mm-hmm.
or like a SGA,
Mm-hmm.
like and he penetrates and he can kick it out to you to knock down that three, and maybe you can come out, maybe you can give out like you know 10, 12 points a game. And then if he's a solid defensive player, maybe he can lock down like whoever's in the backcourt. Like, that 6'2" to me seems like kind of
That it's too small. Pause.
it's too,
It's just like he's not. I mean, not to say that he can't handle the ball. Pause, but he he's not quick like that with
yeah,
the ball at 6'2", and guards at that height. You talk even somebody like I don't know, like a Mike Conley or something like that. Like they hella
yeah,
quick. You know what I'm saying, at the
yeah,
point guard position. Even if Mike Conley's not looking to score all the time, like at that position, you just got to be hella quick. And I think when you have to be quicker, then that defense kind of gets ruled out. So unless
yeah.
he just grows some quickness or something like that, then I mean, he'll be a good serviceable player off the bench.
Right, yeah. Which,
So,
that's fine. It's more than what I would have done in my NBA career, which
Yeah.
is nothing unless I create myself on my player and on
I mean, you could be
2K.
dope on my player. You could be like 6'5",
Yep, I can
250,
totally see
300,
the stats. Like,
pushing the
yeah,
point, average 25, 14, and 12. You know,
yeah.
you got to
But
do that.
not
Got
in real life.
huh?
Not in real life, but yeah, on the game. So at least Bronny's
Yeah,
doing it
hey,
in
look,
real life.
yeah, live your dream. Oh man, I ain't tell you. So I'm going to Texas for my nephew's birthday and shit. I got these niggas, they little dunks and shit.
Dang.
I was gonna get them something else. I was gonna try to get them something like, cause they just pandas and shit. So,
Yeah.
but had to get them. My sister wanted to get these, so I was like, well, let's get them. Let's get them some pandas out here. Even though
Okay.
I think pandas is they hoard out as far as the shoe. So,
Mm.
but you know what? Get them what they
Oh,
want. Get the people what they need, man. So
yeah. When's the birthday?
Saturday. Yeah, so I fly out Thursday, go check them out, and yeah,
You ain't gonna
hang out
push the
hang out
whip?
with them. Nah, hell no. That shit over. Unless I'm DJing, that shit. It's too long to ride with the. Told you start aging and shit in the back. Nah,
Yeah.
can't do it.
Oh yeah.
Especially
Fair
shit that
point.
workout this morning, like that shit. And I don't even think it's a workout. It's just shit. I'm getting old and shit. But that shit, nigga, I got my acetaminophen. I ain't even got my liquor. Like I just got. It's like shit. Because I'm fasting for 2 days. But yeah, I wouldn't. That's a long ass ride. Oh shit.
Feel that. That's dope though.
Yep.
Taking care
So
of. I just found out my nephew had a son back in like January 9th.
oh damn, that's right around the
I
birthday and
thought
shit.
that, huh?
I said
Yeah,
it's right
O's
around the
birthday.
birthday and shit.
Yeah, around mine. But that's O's. That was O's birthday too. I think
Mm-hmm. Yep.
January 9th. Nah, I didn't. I didn't. I thought my mom's branch of the family tree was gonna end with her grandkids, but I
Mm-hmm.
guess it continues.
Yeah, man. So how about
We'll
this?
see.
Let's switch it up a little bit. Woman dedication. Uh, what's a woman you like to give 2 minutes to?
I'm gonna let you get the 2 minutes.
Oh man,
Go ahead. You take
this
the
segment is for
2 minutes.
Eddie, man. I don't want the two
Why?
minutes,
Why
man.
for me? I mean, I'll
Because
take it
man,
if you don't like women.
no, I do. I do. I get 2 minutes to Haley Berry, or Halle Berry. Um, besides her being a crackhead in Jungle Fever, and her not so great performance in X-Men. I mean, Halle Berry's been the one. I still don't understand how she won the what's that the not is that the Academy, the Oscar or whatever. Still don't know how she won that, but
Yeah,
Monsters
for
Ball
monster.
getting smashed by Billy Bob Thornton. Didn't think it was really that great of an acting job, but she's amazing. And what's the movie where she showed her a swordfish when she
Oh,
got
that's
paid the
right.
extra
That's so right.
$200,000-$300,000 for showing her titties? Like I was impressed. So shout out to Halle Berry, beautiful woman, not just her titties. She's doing her thing as an actor. In the sidebar, I'm not even a fan of Denzel winning the Oscar for Training Day. I didn't think that was a great movie for him to win it, but I don't know. Back to Halle Berry because she fine.
The one with
Um,
Malcolm X. But
yeah. But you think against Forrest Gump though? That's a tough one.
Forrest Gump came out the same year as Malcolm X.
Yep, he won it.
Okay, I mean, you talking about Tom Hanks one for Forrest Gump?
Yep.
So, I mean, look, I'm black, and it was Malcolm X.
I mean, I
So
feel
I'm
you.
gonna say,
Like, no,
and you know what?
it's
Actually, to be
just a tough
honest,
movie to go against. It's just really
I've
like
never seen Forrest Gump all the way through, so I can't really speak.
okay. I'll say this: Forrest Gump was a movie that I want to say it made Tom Hanks, but that was a movie that people started to realize like how good of an actor he was. Now, granted, I love Malcolm. Malcolm X is probably like, I mean, besides Spike Lee directing it, is like one of my favorite movies just because I'm a huge fan of Malcolm X. But But yeah, it just went up against the wrong movie. Um, shoot, I forgot. It was another one that was it Lawrence? No, Angela Bassett for What's Love Got to Do with It. What I forgot who it went up against. Italian. I can't remember what movie it was. I want to say it was it Goodfellas? No, I can't remember. But I just remember it was some movie that like I wasn't mad. I got to look back at it, but it was some movie where I wasn't mad at who it lost against. But no, I can't remember what it was. Fuck it. But yeah, Malcolm X went up against Forrest Gump, which is one of my favorite movies ever. But just because of how they set up the timelines and stuff like that. But back to Haley Berry fine ass, like, if she ever came over, if she ever want to get on the podcast, Haley Berry, we got your back. Everything I said about Monsters Ball and X-Men and Jungle Fever, you could just throw that out the window if you just come and hang with us. So, or hang with me, not us. So, because that we don't
Not
do
hang
that.
with us. She come over to East Point.
Nah, she ain't coming that way. She'll never come
We
to
do a
Detroit.
video chat.
She will never come to Detroit.
This would be Hallie right here, and we just be doing a pod like this. I'd be like, "Hey, Hallie."
Yeah, but I don't think
Hey,
she'll
Hallie,
ever
what
come
you
to
gonna
Detroit.
say?
I don't think
You
she'll
gonna
ever
say
come to
now?
Detroit. She gonna say, I gotta get out of Detroit.
You say that till she sit on the couch next to me. And I'll be
So
like,
so so once she on the couch is over,
"Hey, look,
she locked in.
Hallie,
She get on the couch is Eddie tired?
I told you, Hallie gonna be on the couch. This gonna be Hallie.
Mm,
This gonna be me. Hey, Hallie.
that's all you gonna say to her? Is she gonna be cool and
Yeah,
comfortable with that?
yep. I'm like, hey, Hallie.
Oh shoot, let's switch the conversation. Hey, so I was just trying to think of topics and stuff that we always talking about hip hop, we always talking about music, um, sports and all that stuff. And I don't know if you had time to think about it, but if you had to think about your top five double albums, what would be your favorites and why?
I don't expect a double album.
Do you think double?
I mean,
Do you think? So let me ask this question before I'll give you time to think about it. Do you ever think it's kind of within the same vein? Do you think you would ever, if they decided to put CDs back in Best Buy in Circuit City or wherever, do you think that you would actually go to the store and buy them?
we still got Apple Music,
Yep.
Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Because at this point now, if I'm buying a physical copy of an album, I'm doing it more as like I really like the album. Like, for instance, I haven't done it with Killer Mike, but I'll probably eventually like grab a Killer Mike. But I'm gonna grab it on vinyl, not on CD. It's gonna be on vinyl, just more as like a collector's kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a CD being like a collector's item, so I can't see myself going to the store. But also, like, I don't like consume music like I did when we were younger. So, like, Killer Mike might be if you want to talk about the past couple of years, like, Killer Mike is, off the top of my head, will probably be one of the only albums that I would actually want to go out and get a physical copy of. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Kendrick one, just because I like Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But did you like GNX like that though, or?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that I necessarily like GNX like that, but it would be like, well, it's Kendrick, like, and I kind of just like Kendrick, but no, I don't know that. Like, say it was a CD, say it was like $15, $17, because if it would go back in Best Buy, it wouldn't be like when we were like in college and all that, where you get sometimes CD between $10, $12 when it first dropped. I don't know if they do that, because the other thing about it though is just like, what would I do with it? Like I said, the vinyl for me now is like vinyl is more like a collector's thing for me, and like I could see, like I think I was talking to somebody about this recently. I think vinyl, like I want to get a turntable at some point,
I
and then
told you I
like, but
got you one.
huh?
I told you I got you one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we was talking about it. You was asking what happened to the other one. I told you I got another one here.
oh well, see, and I like the hook. if I got the turntable, I like to hook it up to like an actual speaker. I wouldn't want to do a Bluetooth thing, like because
Mhm.
just that. I mean, you being a DJ, like you go and you were always with records. It's just that it's that That's like that qualities that sound that you
Nostalgia
get from
too.
playing
Yeah.
a record.
Mhm.
Yeah, like and to me that would be that's probably the appeal to me if I crack open these records and play them. That would be the appeal. Like I throw it on the record player and I might just sit and have a drink or something and let it play. Like I don't really see myself doing that with a CD, so I couldn't see myself going back into the store. Like
Mhm.
I probably order that joint off of Amazon if I did it. Let's see
Mhm.
going back and order CD. Even my nieces and nephews buy like an album every year. Like these past couple years, I've gotten it for them on vinyl because I know for them it's more like this thing for them too. Because I mean, they can easily just go to a streaming service and listen to the album. And so,
Mhm.
like, and I think like I know my
Takes
oldest
way,
niece appreciates the vinyl.
it takes
Huh?
way more. It takes way more energy, not with a vinyl, but like with a CD, to
Yeah.
do something with it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I remember I used to buy CDs. I remember the last CD I bought, um, and well, not the last one. It was like one of the last ones, but I bought Jada Top Five Dead or Alive, and
Hmm,
I remember I bought it, and Apple Music was out, and it
interesting.
came out. You know, that was when they switched. That was when they switched releases to Fridays,
Yeah.
and I remember buying it. And so they came out like they released on Apple Music and they released on like the CD at the same time.
Right.
And I remember thinking, I was like, wait a minute, because it wasn't like a CD that I had to have to go DJ with. You know what I'm saying? So usually, like even when I'm with DJing, I still buy MP3s, but I buy them, as singles. You know, I don't buy like sometimes I buy the whole album, just depending on the artist. But I remember the effort and energy I had to do to put, like I had a CD drive or a DVD drive on my computer. I had to take it, put it on my computer, load it in, put it in my iTunes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, shit. I just spent $10, $11 on the CD, and hell, at that time, I think Apple Music, I think it might have went up $1 now, but at that time, Apple Music was $9.99.
Yeah.
So, so I ended up downloading the album because I had Apple Music. I ended up downloading the album on my phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I had like a duplicate album on my phone, but I was uploading it to the computer just because, just to have it in MP3 form.
Right.
But that effort, I'm like that. It was so exhausting. I was like, you know what? That was about it. And then even my new computer now, or my current computer, don't even have a disk drive, so it's not even a way for me to. Hell, I mean, I would probably have to play the CD through my PS5 or something, or
Yeah. I'll be the
through a
same way.
PS4 or PS2 or PS whatever, like an older system, just to be able to listen to it. And that's way too much effort. Now I do love the
Much.
vinyl concept, like you said, you just sitting down, you chilling, having a drink, I don't know, some fucking scotch or whiskey or something and shit, and just mellowing out. But like for a CD, no, that shit is dead. So
I'm
but
with you.
back to the double albums. Like, what would be your So let me ask this question. It's even with the double albums. Do you think niggas could still put out, or niggas not still, but is that a possibility anymore? Because it was a double album like
I mean, Chris
frenzy at
Brown has
one
done
point
it.
in time. That shit don't count. That nigga's putting out whole ass catalogs though. Like that nigga's putting out like I can't listen, and that's the thing too. So I like Chris Brown. I can't listen to 2.5 hours, 3 hours of Chris Brown.
No, I feel you, but he's putting it on his version of a two or three. If that were put in a CD format, it will be a double or triple album. I'm saying like they can do it, but I think the way music is consumed now, like I don't think there's many artists that like for instance I think like and Kendrick is has done it like an album that is like I think Killer Mike did it with his last album that's cohesive from start to finish. Like a lot of artists now they just kind of put a bunch of singles together. But like
Mm-hmm.
us as music fans, we don't consume music that way anymore. We don't necessarily
It
play
used to
an
be the more.
album
It used to
from
be the more.
beginning to end. You said what?
I said it used to be
Yeah,
the more the better. You know.
yeah, and I think on last podcast we were talking about Outkast, and we were saying one of the things about AT Aliens is it's hard to like when you're making a playlist now. Like when I'm making a playlist now, there's certain songs that I'll just pull out and do a playlist, and the thing I might have a theme to the playlist, so certain songs will get pulled out. But I've noticed that like AT Aliens, I don't really cherry pick a lot of songs from that album because it's almost an album that you have to. You feel like it's almost like okay, if I pull this joint, then I'm gonna pull this joint, then I'm gonna pull this
Mm-hmm.
joint. Damn, now I pulled the whole album. And I don't think people make music like that anymore. Like I don't think they I think in the streaming era they're going for like the stream, so they'll go with maybe the hits and like but like I don't know that and I don't know how these kids really consume music. Like they don't consume like when we were buying like CDs and tapes and all of that, in some ways we were forced, especially when it was tapes, you were forced to kind of just put the album on. Even CDs, you would put the album on and listen to it. Now with technology the way it is, you can say every listen to an album on your phone, and like you can choose to shuffle the album. Brian, you could do that with CDs if you had the little fancy CD player, but it's even more easy with phones. Where like even phones, like now you can just make
You
a
put
playlist.
your playlist together and be
Yeah,
done
you
with it.
put the yeah, and be done, and you can be like you can listen to an album and be like, it's like five of these joints I don't like. I'm gonna make my version of the album and take off the five joints I don't like. Man, when we was coming up, man, we ain't had that option. Like the
Mm-hmm.
best thing was like if you had a CD, if you
Yeah,
if and I didn't start copping CDs till like senior year of high school.
hmm
Like
we had
and
to
you
listen
could
to
spin
girl.
the
Girl, I
song.
like to crouch on you.
Yeah, you ain't have no choice.
Yeah,
Or you had to
it
fast
was
forward
on
if you
there.
had the tape.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey that hey, it was yeah.
I know what
Especially
girls like by Jay-Z. Like,
yeah. You ain't had
you
no
know, like,
choice. Like if you bought it on tape. Like, cause the tape you trying to fast forward and then you might go too far, or you might not go far enough. Like, man, you ain't, excuse me, you ain't know how many seconds you have to fast forward to rewind the joint, or if you want to hear the joint, now you got to
oh, you
rewind. But
talking on tape?
like,
Yeah, on tape it was. Yeah, I had to give
yeah,
up tapes. Like,
and
shit,
it's
I gave up tapes way. I want to. What was it? Columbia House, BMG.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that was. I always wondered how that process worked. Like, because I would use fake names. I would buy the one and then get the eight tapes or CDs
yeah.
for free or whatever, or the eight CDs or 12 tapes or whatever.
So what
So
you mean? How the process work?
how would they make
How
it?
did they
How would they make the
rob
money?
blind? How would they make money? Yeah, you're right. I have no idea. It was
It,
a couple times where I tried to go legitimate and actually fulfill the contract. And
mm-hmm,
then I'd be like, oh, I'm fulfilling this contract. Come up with
mm-hmm,
another fake name. And then we had the unique address, like our street.
mm-hmm,
Like, it was only like 4 or 5 houses on our street. So you could
mm-hmm,
put a variation on the street name.
mm-hmm.
Like, you could say Sunburst and put like our address, the numbers, and then say Sunburst. It would still get to us. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we would actually, how me and Patrice ended up doing it, we were trying to be legitimate with it, but Raymond and screwed
Mm-hmm.
it up for the address. So they wouldn't send nothing to the house. And we found out they said somebody had previously basically got over on them. So
Oh,
that's when
okay.
we would use a fake name. We would switch up the address. And like we would still, as long as you put Williams on it, they would know it's coming. The mailman would know it's coming to us. So
Mm-hmm.
like, but you're right. I don't know how they made no money because there was times where like I didn't even buy the one. Like some, I think one of them let you get like allegedly like 12 for a penny or something. I think that
Yeah,
was Columbia
crazy.
House.
Yep.
Like, man, I'll just get my 12 and be,
Yeah, nigga. Shit.
man, that
Freshman
was
year of
good.
college, nigga. Like I used the name Samuel Taylor, Joshua Truefella. Like I had, I was making sure, and then I knew the person that worked at the, cause they wouldn't put in your
Yeah.
like standing the door, and they wouldn't put in your little slot or whatever unless it had your name on it. So I just told them like, hey, this package coming from here, da da da, and that's how I did it. So,
Well,
uh,
yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, man, what's the we still gotta get back to the double albums, but what's the silliest reason you've ever gotten in trouble? And the only reason I'm bringing that up now is because my reason is associated to the topic. So
Probably the one that you're gonna say.
the change in the prices on the CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the silliest thing I've ever gotten in trouble for. It wasn't like official trouble, but but it was a unique. I mean,
Let's
it
step
was
in the mind for a minute.
yeah, couldn't go to Myers, but for a year. But it was it was cool that we figured out like we didn't get caught, but we got caught. And for all those that don't understand what we're saying is that if you have like a sticker that has like a CD price on it, so you take that sticker, put that sticker, and then have a barcode on it. Put that sticker over the what was that UPC code? It was what yeah,
Yeah, the
whatever that
barcode.
the
Yeah.
barcode, and then whenever you wanted, I don't know, D'Angelo Brown Sugar or Mob Deep's The Infamous, you getting it for like $3.99, $5.99, whatever's in the. So you take a CD out of them little cheap ass bins, and you take the sticker off, and then you put it on there, or whatever. Which got banned from a grocery store for like a year, or got banned from Myers for a year, doing that shit. But yeah, I told you about the instance when I did it in East Lansing, didn't I?
I feel like you did, but I can't remember. But I feel like you did.
Oh man, nigga. So Faith Evans, I get to the register, and I'm looking. I'm like I'm trying to eye out like who's gonna invest or figure out or be able to figure out that I'm that this is a farce or this isn't this isn't what it should be. And I go to this black dude. Black dude, he had like a bowl cut. Looked like he's probably like ex-military or something like that. So I was like, he's a perfect candidate. Then I get up to the register and get ready, and I put it on the thing. My man was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yo, this can't be right. This is definitely not the right price." I was like, "All right, man, fuck it, man, fuck it." And I just went on and walked out of Myers and went back to the dorm and shit. Like that was the last time I had
Pulled
hooked
up.
up a CD. He's like, "Damn,
Yeah.
that nigga is straight up snitching." He's like, "Man, this can't be right." I'm like, "Man, fuck you, nigga." So,
Yeah, that was
but
probably silly.
yeah, but okay, I'll give you my double albums. Let me think about it. I would take. I probably put Wu Tang Forever at one. Um, I might put All Eyes on Me at two. I'm trying to think of some other double albums. I really liked All Eyes on Me, and I didn't.
Like you put it.
It didn't really like. It didn't age bad. Like I was listening to it like not that long ago, and I was like, damn, it still sounds like pretty good. It's just it puts me back in that 95, 96 mindset. But yeah, if
You
I had to
like it
put
better
that,
than Life After Death?
I think so. Life After Death had some skippable like Life After Death had some dope ass songs, but when
Right.
they were skippable, they were skippable. So you have songs like
Definitely. Yeah.
what do you do when your man
Yeah.
is untrue? And find another bitch. I hated that song.
Was
Like,
it the one? That's not the one with Kim, is it?
yep, yep,
Yeah, okay. Because I was thinking that one. That was the one that came to mind for me. I
yep.
I think that, and I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you cool. You cool. No, I can't
No,
even.
so,
I'm trying to think like after Life After Death. Shit. Because I probably put Life After Death at three. Um, damn, who else had
but
double
see, that's
albums?
the thing. The three that you named were the only ones like because Bone had one, but I'm not a big Bone fan, so
Nah.
I wouldn't have been a fan of a single Bone album, a single disc. Jay's Blueprint 2. Not I think even more so than like what you were saying about Life After Death. I think you could have condensed Blueprint 2 into like one album. And it had
Yeah.
I don't even know that it would necessarily been a classic album, but it might have been like a four mic album if you
Mm-hmm.
would have just pieced together like the dope tracks from there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What about Master
I think
P?
Scarface
MP
had
the
one.
last time.
Yo, why I get that joint from Brian? I don't know why.
Yeah,
You know, it was just a burnt CD anyway. but I don't know. I don't even know if I ever listened to it.
It
I
has
know
some good songs on it, but
man,
it wasn't
was a double.
overall like worth your time, in my opinion. So
Eight Ball had what, a triple album?
yeah, the triple album, which I have on vinyl somewhere.
Uh,
Um, I don't know why, because you know what, at that point in time, I was buying vinyl, because from DJ standpoint, so I was trying to make sure that I had, if it was something, because he didn't, I don't remember him having a direct single. I remember he had the song Red Man that I actually liked,
oh
but
yeah,
but it was just like I had to have music just in case that was a song that had to be played at the party, so
yeah. I
um
forgot that Dipset album was a double album.
you said which was a double album?
The Dipset one, Diplomatic Immunity.
I wouldn't.
But
It had.
I don't know. Like, I think most of the double albums, I think like you can put together into one album and have a solid album. Like I'm looking at this, looks like UGK had one, which I
Mhm.
forgot it was a double album. Vince
I ain't like
Staples
that.
apparently, nah, I mean Vince Staples Summertime was a double album apparently.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
I
said
can't.
Diplo.
I'll say Last Disciple is not one of my favorite double albums at all. Like
Which
if
one?
only what was it? Streets Disciple, not Last Disciple. Streets Disciple.
Oh, by Nas. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was like
Isn't it? That's it.
it was a whole second disc. I'm just like, damn, this whole second disc. It was one song on there that I kind of liked on the second disc, but then after that, it was just downhill.
Is that the album that had the joint with I forgot the
Um,
rapper's
oh,
name.
you talking about the dude,
No,
Quan?
Quan. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that
that
was
too.
my joint. Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
that was on the first disc. That joint was actually, you know what, I think
Oh,
it was on the second disc, but yeah, that was a dope ass song. I didn't realize Quan had came out with an album, but
I didn't either.
I randomly
Uh,
looked up the song and he has a whole ass album. And I hate when niggas did this, but it was like Nas presents Quan or
oh
something like
yeah.
that. Like that's
Hey,
whack.
somebody had to present him.
Let that nigga
I
stand
forgot
on
about
his own.
Speaker Box Low Below.
I,
Honestly, I've
I mean, I put that like 3 or 4.
yeah, like
Yeah, I don't know if I put it above Biggie, but I feel like
either.
it's kind of cheating a
I
little
put it in the
bit.
fourth slot. Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of cheating a little because you got two art. I mean, you got two rappers and they each had their own
I saw
album
with
on it.
this.
But I mean, I probably put Speaker Box against those other albums. And I mean, I liked I mean not Speaker Box, Love Below against some of those albums because it was hard to digest that because we just wasn't used to that
Right.
type of energy coming from them, whatever, like separate entities. But at the same time, I don't know, man. Love Below, man. I love that album. Like I listen to that like faithfully.
Yeah, that
Damn, I forgot
was.
all about that one. That
Yeah, I
and
did
hell, that
too.
and that's the best selling double album of all time, if I remember correctly. So
Probably, yeah. They're saying that DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. They're saying that I was trying to look some more into it, saying he's the rapper, I'm the DJ. They're saying that was a double album.
guys, that shit is
That was an 88, so I can't even.
that shit is preceding me as far as
Yeah, yeah. I'm like I didn't even. But with the double albums, to me, like you said, I think Dre and Big Boy went with the probably cheat code to make solo albums, which I think they got to that point in their career where they had kind of like their sounds like, they were in that space where like they could pull that off.
mm,
Um, but like I think other than that, like Wu Tang, but they had 9 members, 10 if you put Capadonna in there. But I
that's
guess you could
straight up,
just say
that's straight
nine
up.
because Old Dirty really wasn't around for that album.
Yeah,
But
that's
like
straight up.
that made sense for the Wu. Like you got 9
Mm-hmm,
members, like
mm-hmm,
you can, and they did. They put together a solid double album, but it was 9 of them. Like we're talking
mm-hmm.
about like Big Pop solo artists, Nas solo artists. Like you're talking about like and a lot of these, what we're talking about. We're talking about solo artists. Like with your groups are Outkast who did two separate solo albums. UGK, who we kind of dismissed, but like I'm trying to think, like I think like this list of the 10 that I was looking at, and Diplomats,
I like Diplomats got some strong ass songs on that. I just didn't think
they do.
that they carried. I just don't think they carried the double album. Like I wouldn't listen. I put it like this: when I listen to the Dipset album, I'm probably listening to 6 or 7 songs total.
Yeah, and
But
at
those
that
songs
time,
are very strong. You talking Dipset Anthem, Run the City,
yeah,
what's it called? We gonna make it, but what was the name of that shit? I can't remember the name of it. But they like had like some that I think they had that one song in there too that kind of annoyed me. But the song with Master P, the About It
oh yeah,
remix, whatever.
Body Part Three or something. And see the
Yeah.
thing with them at that time at all three, look, this Cameron presents the Diplomats. um,
Mhm.
the funny thing about that to me though is like, well, so to me the thing at all three, as far as like strong lyricists at the time, they really were just a duo, like Cam and Jules Santana. Jim Jones hadn't
Mhm.
came into his own at that time, so like you're talking about they're probably trying to put together a double album when they only have like two strong lyricists. Like the rest,
Mhm.
like Freaky Zeke, not Freaky one, ain't like
Nah,
I
you
ain't
weren't paying
Freaky.
attention to her.
And like I said, Jim Jones wasn't who he became.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you put this, if you do this album, maybe if you put a prime Jim Jones on this album, I still don't think you get a. I still don't think you have enough material to make a double album, but you get close.
Mhm.
But like I said, the Wu Tang is the only one. Like Wu Tang, I say Outkast is because, like we said, they were doing two. Basically, they did two solo albums and called it a double album. Like
Mhm.
those are the only ones that made sense. Like, but to what you're saying, the Pac one, All Eyes on, I think the All Eyes on Me is solid. I think I was looking at the Life After Death track list. I really like the first disc. It's the second disc
Mhm.
where I think, like you say, you get to some more
It
skippable
kind of
songs. But
slows
you
down.
still had like, yeah, you still had what the Long Kiss Goodnight,
Yeah,
You
no,
Nobody,
it
and
was no. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
It's a good ass album. I mean, but
yeah, like
it's just songs when they were bad, they were bad.
yeah,
Like I said, I didn't like another. I think it was like number 5. It wasn't a bad song, but I can't remember the name of it. Uh, on and on and on
there was
and you can't stop the
oh
truck going in.
oh yeah, I
So
know. Like it's not bad. Like I could if it came on,
I still
if I were listening to
dress
it,
for the press. Hmm.
yeah, I wouldn't. Cause yeah, you look at the second disc, you're talking about Notorious Thugs, Miss You, another which we said was trash. Going back to Cali, actually the second disc, 10 Crack Commandments, Player Hater, Nasty Boy, which I think is what you were talking about. Sky's the Limit,
Yeah.
The World is Filled, My Downfall, Long Kiss Goodnight, You Nobody Till Somebody. Actually, the second disc isn't like
I guess it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it ain't
nah,
terrible. I
like
mean,
going
it's
back to
actually
it,
pretty
like
good.
it's
Honestly,
bad
from what you
songs
said,
though.
it's like 2 skippable songs on it that I'm not. It's literally only 2
Yeah,
skippable songs that I'm not listening to on that list that you just mentioned. So,
but they stand out though. Like they kind of
mhm.
tank the second disc. They're like Biggie's version of Temptations for pop. It just
Yeah,
Temptations
I can't
drops
listen to
me
that
against
shit.
the word. Like you got to subtract like 4 mics from me against the word because of it. So then it becomes like a -1 mic album. Because of Temptations.
It
Um,
dropped to -1.
yeah, because it was probably uh oh, I'm disrespecting. I'm saying it's just a 3 mic album before. Okay, I'll say we'll say 0 mics. It was probably a 4 mic album without Temptations, but you gotta take away 4 mics
Then it
because
went
of
to 0.
Temptations. So now you get to zero. Yeah, or half a
Oh man,
mic
that's
if you
funny.
want to say it's 4.5. But see, I think Big and Pac for solo artists, they probably did solid double albums, but that's the thing about hip hop. Everybody gets to be a copycat because okay, so Big and Pac did double albums, and now we can do it. No, you can't.
Yeah.
And some of that you look at,
No, look,
you look at Pac. Pac was coming off of that stretch that he had been locked up, and he just came out
dog.
with a gang of material.
Pac came out. Think about it like this. Pac got out at that time in November.
Yeah,
That CD was released in
in
February.
February.
like February
Yeah.
26th, I think. It's like he had all of this stuff ready. He had a double
Yeah.
album of material that he recorded and
That album
made
was
it,
probably
you know,
finished
because
by
you
the
know,
beginning.
you say what?
That album was probably finished by the beginning of February, considering how that was an era where you got to press it up, you got to press up the
I'm
tape,
about
you
to say
got to
it
press up
had to
the
been
CD.
before that.
Yeah,
It had to be
yeah,
before that
you got to
because it
send
ain't
it to
like you
me.
could just go to Apple Music or Spotify or anything like that and
Yeah,
just upload it. You know what I'm saying?
so
You gotta have all these stores, purchase them, and all that
yep,
stuff. It was a whole different process back then as far as like getting the music to the consumer. And it's like,
yeah,
okay, well, this store going to get this many copies. This store is going to get this many copies. No one is buying a CD until they hear it. So then you have to have listening parties and stuff like that for
yeah.
artists. You doing all that within a 3 month
For
window
relief.
to release.
Yeah,
That's crazy. You
yeah.
know, and the quality of it that came out of it. But I mean, it was even crazier. You know, I might have mentioned this before, but you know, Pac was only on death row for 10 months.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's who he's associated with, you know, throughout his whole career. But, you know, it's like Pac, I mean, Pac has all this other material and movies and all that stuff, but Pac's impact on Death Row, you know, like with the double album and the Machiavelli shit. And you know, hell, I think his greatest hits is one of the top selling albums ever, you know, but
Really?
it's just crazy. Yeah, it's up there. I just remember it might be, is it Diamond? It's up there. Well, you know, Diamond because it's sold more than 5 million, but it's up there. But so let me ask you this question. It's random, but and I saw this meme the other day, and it was talking about Boys in the Hood and Trey, and when Trey lied about getting pussy, you remember that?
Oh
He
yeah.
lied to his pops when he was getting the haircut and shit.
Yeah.
That nigga got in trouble for lying. Like he could have just said, "Nah, I'm a virgin, whatever." And then the one thing that really pissed me off about that moment is the fact that Furious Styles only cut his hair for like a minute and a
Oh yeah.
half. So he didn't have a full haircut and shit. And like Trey was out there just walking around Boys in the Hood with just like a bad haircut, man. I just had to bring that up. I saw a meme the other day and I was like, damn, like
It's still
that's crazy
pulling
when you
in
think
though.
about it. You say what?
Still pulling in, so there might be hope for me.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't lie about a fictitious condom, man. Like you just gotta, you know, when you talking to your pops, like I said, he got in trouble. He ain't got a bad haircut. That's terrible. So, but let me ask you this question. Last question. Um, if an album can describe
I
your
ain't got no
life,
answer.
you ain't got no answer.
Yeah, I mean, you sent that over. What's your answer? I don't know that.
I was thinking about it, you know, when I wrote it, you know what I'm saying? My answer is I would say probably Common B. That was the only thing I could think of like that I could relate to directly from beginning to end, and that's just how I felt, you know what I'm saying? Like in general. So yeah, Common B's album is the one I would reference.
I didn't know particular album.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, what's that album that
someday.
you identify with and shit? Like you, I mean, I know you say "Sugar for My Niggas" is like one of the ones that you
Oh, yeah,
but like is that the one or is it like when you listen to it, you go into a whole mindset of you know this is how I feel or you know even like I mean it doesn't have to even be hip hop. It could be like I feel like when I listen to My Life, you know what I'm saying I get into that you
cocaine
know
and getting.
into that space. You say who?
I said you think about cocaine and getting beat when you listen to My Life.
Nah, that's not that's those aren't the topics that come up in my head when I listen to that album.
See,
I just
for me, I think strictly for my niggas, and it probably takes me more to like to being that age of like 15, 16, whatever I was. Like the um, that's when I was younger and probably cared more about like social issues because that's also around like Rodney King and all of that. So like I think
mhm.
about like there's a joints off of that album. Like I think about because his theme throughout that album was one nigga teach two niggas, three niggas, teach four niggas, teach more niggas. But like
Mm-hmm.
throughout that album, he had an interlude about something to die for. He makes reference to Latasha Harlan saying a bottle of orange juice is not something to die for. He makes a
Mm-hmm.
reference to the young boy that got killed. I think it was in Marion City or wherever he was at. It was some shooting where he was at, and a young boy got killed. It made reference to it in that interlude. I think about there's a song on there called Soldier's Revenge, where on Tupacalypse now he had a song called Soldier's Story. And in
Mm-hmm.
that line, he said, in that original song, he had a line in there that said, "The cop pulled me over. I laughed. Remember Rodney King? I blast on his punk ass." And I think it was
Mm-hmm.
somewhere down in Texas, somebody had killed a cop, and he happened to have Tupac's now in his car. And Dan Quayle made reference to that, and that was that little stretch for like people like Dan Quayle, See the Lord's Talk were really coming for hip hop. And I remember on Soldier's Revenge, it was just a chaotic song, but Pac somewhere probably in the last probably minute or two, like that line, the cop pulled me over, I laughed, remember Rodney King, he just says that shit repeatedly in a loop. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like just a middle finger to Dan Quayle. And
Mm-hmm.
like, there's a song on there with Ice Cube and Ice T, where it's like, to me in some way, because then you also had like, I Get Around on there, but then you had like this joint called Papa Song, where he's rapping from the, not having his pops around. And probably at
Mm-hmm.
that time, my pops had kind of like, finally got tired of, like, I started wearing corduroy pants, and it was just too expensive to buy like clothes for a fat kid, so he stopped coming around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like I think for me like that album probably like, and I think I remember like early on reading a review about it in the source, and it said how like the album was just chaotic, and that's what I hear when I hear that album. But like
Mm-hmm.
it's probably my favorite Pac album. I understand it's not his best album, but it's
Mm-hmm.
probably my favorite album. So I guess to what you're saying, like it probably takes me, like I can listen to that album and it'll probably take me back to like when I was at that age, like 14, 15, and you kind of figuring things out. Like you figuring out like, I don't know, being a black man in America. Because I tell people like Pac for me, like I learned about Matula Shakur, Sada Shakur, like some of the Black Panthers off of listening to Pac's music. So like I tell people like the people that came in on Pac, like because Pac was my favorite rapper back in Tupacalypse now. Like I don't really care for the Death Row Pac, but that's
Mm-hmm.
because that Pac was a little bit more angrier. That Pac was a little bit more. He wasn't at like it was still there like the militancy and all that. It was still there in undertones, but like those people that came around like against her, like to me, those are the ones who like me against the world, but more all eyes on me. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Pac fan because y'all heard California Love, or y'all heard this version of Me Against the World at like the record label. He was locked up, so they kind of put this like album together and everything, and pieced together different songs on there. Because like the Source magazine article I read for that album, that's supposed to be an entirely different album, but
Mm-hmm.
that's another story. Like, so it's like, like yeah. So I guess I'm thinking, well, you're right. Like that album probably is the one that I would say. Now, like there's but for me, there's also Joe Budden, like his mood music series. Just like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you just kind of get into a different headspace, into a mood. Like there's some of those songs, like he has one song where he's just talking from the perspective of like depression coming at him, and like just and that's why I rock with Joe sometimes more like the I'll just say depressing songs. Like you think about some of the things you go through in life sometimes, like and in those moments when I'm feeling down, like I put on the Joe Budden joints, like
Mm-hmm.
just some of that. But nah, yeah, probably like towards it's probably that pot strictly for my niggas.
Okay.
Like yeah,
I'm gonna go back and listen to the album, man. Just for you, man. I've tried.
nah, you won't like it.
No, look, I'll say this. Only reason I don't like is music when it's hard for me to digest it easy, and not to say it's got to be like simple or anything like that, but it's almost like when I get, it's not necessarily arguments, when people talking about Now I wouldn't compare this to that album. I don't think it's that bad, but like people say Tikal, like the Tikal album, like
Oh yeah,
I don't understand anything that Meth is saying. Pretty much the whole album, it just sounds bad. Like it just doesn't sound good. Like, and I think Pac's album is better produced, but sometimes the chaos within the music can cause me to not pay as much attention to the lyrics as I would like
yeah,
to. So that kind of takes me out of it. And I felt like it was just a lot of. I mean, you got um was it what's the song on there? The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Fucking
oh yeah. Keep your head up. Yeah,
yeah,
that wasn't that.
like yeah. So
Yeah,
like listening to a song like that, like it's easier to digest like the message, because like
right.
honestly, when you say that about Soldier's Revenge, I mean, I've listened to that song and I didn't get the same takeaway that you did, even
Right,
though like Soldier's Story is one of my favorite songs from Pac. So
right.
it's just kind of crazy. Like now I want to go back and revisit and be like, oh, okay, this is what I was missing. That's the point of these conversations and having this dialogue. It's like, you can see things one way and I can see them another. And then we're like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that and shit. So, but I mean, you might believe in Brittany Griner. I mean, I just
I'm not the
fuck that.
one wearing
Fuck.
the WNBA shirt right now.
I mean, Caitlin Clark, what I'm saying, for president
I'm not the
2025.
one who was caping up for the WNBA this past year.
You see that
Granted, you only did it when Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA, and before
um,
Caitlin Clark, you were shitting all over the WNBA. So
who?
I'm not
Who,
gonna,
me?
so I'm not gonna say about how like we had a Asia Wilson, we had
Mhm.
a
Tamika
other people,
Catchings. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like,
Tamika
yeah,
Catchings, Smith
yeah.
Holdsclaw was there in between
It,
stretches.
it, it, was
Like,
it was something out there that I was messing with. What's old girl
yeah,
from Notre
I
Dame?
mean
Is
Martin
she
because
still
you
in the
were
league?
always shitting on him.
Old girl that was from Notre Dame. I ain't heard from her. Maybe she had a baby or something.
Skylar Diggins.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I'm trying to think Skylar Diggins is still there.
I haven't heard from her in a minute.
Yeah, but no, I mean, up until Caitlin Clark getting on the WNBA roster, you were not a fan of it. I'd seen you something about the
I ain't,
WNBA, you shit all over it. Then you
who? I
started
mean,
sending me like
who me?
Caitlin Clark stats. Yeah,
Who?
then
Who me? Yeah, man.
you
We need to
Caitlin
do
Clark.
we need to do a Bassie watch. We need a Clark watch, similar to how we do for
You
Sebastian
can do it.
Telfair.
You can do it, and I won't read the emails.
You
That
gonna
that's
read
why
them?
you that's why you won't be able to understand strictly for my niggas.
Oh, because of Caitlin.
Because you caping up for Caitlin Clark
She
and
got the
Patrick
whitest name
Mahomes.
ever too.
Yeah. And you caping up for her and Patrick Mahomes. Like, you just ain't in that mindset.
I mean, at least I didn't go the route of Travis Kelsey. Like,
You, you more you more Ben Carson and say Malcolm X.
oh, I make what he said on the Chappelle show? I make
Like,
Brian
when you
Gumble
make
look like
yeah,
Malcolm X.
yeah. Wayne Brady makes Brian Gumble look like Malcolm X. That's you. Yeah, you believe
uh,
Ben Carson is your modern day Malcolm X.
hell
Him or
no.
Herman Cain. Herman Cain is your martyr.
Oh,
You
whatever,
made a
nigga.
martyr out there, man.
Shout out to Caitlin
'Cause
Clark.
shout out to Asia Wilson.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, shout out to Asia
Shout
Wilson
out
for
to
talking that trash about she can beat Josh. We talked about it earlier, but nah, she need to get out of here with that.
Kelsey Plum, the real white
Mm-hmm.
boy,
Oh,
who just got traded to the Sparks.
oh, yeah. So you want when you come down here, you want to go to a Atlanta game to go see the girls?
You said what? See what girls?
See the girl not the Hawks the
I thought Brittany
what's it?
Griner signed with the Hawks.
Huh?
I thought Brittany Griner signed with the Hawks. I thought
Oh
they did
hell
the
no.
genetic test. I thought they did the
Just
genetic test and figured out
oh
she should be playing in the NBA. You know what,
nah,
man? Stop, man. This is a podcast, man. The people gonna hear this.
that's
Stop shit
true.
on
That's
Brittany
true.
Griner.
All right. I
You
mean,
gonna
I ain't
go?
shit on it. I mean,
Why don't you go to a Dream and a Fever game this year?
I'll be game. Come down in the summer. We going. I got tickets.
I can't even
You,
make it, man. I gotta work.
you know they pay them. You know they pay the fans to go, right?
Yeah, I believe it. What they pay y'all, man? Chicken and water. Yeah,
They be like here go $20 and
and a pint of Hennessy.
it's some lemon pepper wings. Hell nah.
Uh, yeah,
I think.
I gotta work that weekend though. Otherwise, I would have can't. Otherwise, I would come pause.
Oh, okay. Cool,
But
cool.
I gotta work that weekend.
Oh, you got to work that weekend. I feel you. You know, gotta make sure you get that
Yeah,
money.
yeah. I
Cool. Well,
don't know a
thanks
weekend,
everybody.
but I gotta work.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yeah,
Appreciate you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. My nephews told me I need to make sure I need to say that throughout every podcast. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we'll be talking to you soon. Peace.
y'all. It's May 20th.